Hi, it's Tom from CameraMatics here, and today I want to look at driver events in the platform. As a product, CameraMatics is first and foremost about preventing accidents. Part of that job is monitoring the driver, using AI to spot risks as they develop, and intervening to prevent the accidents that would otherwise have followed if those risks were ignored. To give the most simple example, it's a wake-up alert in the cab when the driver closes his or her eyes. But CameraMatics also records, categorizes, and stores every event. And that ability enables you to spot issues over time, intervene with drivers, and amend work practices in order to drive safety levels upward and reduce accidents in the medium and long term. Let me show you how in the CameraMatics dashboard. I access driver events via this driving events tab on the left here. And the first thing I'm going to do is filter here to show only those events that relate to the driver. So I will uncheck vehicle events here, and as part of the same process I can define which driver events I want to see. Those include fatigue, distraction, phone use, smoking, and occlusion, which is covering the camera lens. And as you can see, we can also filter to only include specific types of fatigue and specific types of distraction, looking left, right, down, and so on. Lastly, note that we can group events or report them individually, and I'll show you why that matters in a moment. And if I wish, I can group fatigue or distraction events in the same way. Let's select all driver events for the moment, define the relevant time frame as yesterday, and take a look. We can see now why grouping is important. Events of the same type are grouped together, and information about that group is shown on each tile. I can see immediately that a specific driver in a specific vehicle had 5 fatigue events over the course of an evening here. And in a similar way, I can see other groupings of other event types, each of which I can choose to take a closer look at. But let's go back to these fatigue events, open up this group, and look at the individual events. Here on the tile, I can see details around time, location, and most importantly, the nature of the event, so whether it's eyes closing or yawning in the case of fatigue. I might consider eyes closing to be a more serious matter than yawning, so let's take a look at this event here. When I do, I'm given relevant footage of the incident, stills of specific evidence should I need them, additional location data, and telematics data relating to this event. I can download all this data if required, and here I can rate this specific event. That's important. At CameraMatics, we err on the side of caution. When it comes to fatigue events, it only takes a second for something serious to go wrong when a driver has their eyes closed. But it does mean I might look at this specific incident and think there's no serious issue here, and I can mark it as a non-event or even good driving. Of course, if it is serious, I can mark that too. For the purposes of this demo, I'm going to mark 2 fatigue events as bad driving and then return to my filters in order to show only events tagged in this way, in addition to the other filters I am using. Now again I can see why grouping events is so valuable. I can immediately see we have an issue with a specific driver at a specific time, and it's not just a one-off incident. What happens next is up to you. It might be just a quiet word with the driver, or it might be you need to take a closer look at scheduling, working hours, rosters and so on. Perhaps this trip was an unrealistic demand on a fatigued driver. Either way, what we are doing is taking action. We're driving safety levels upward and we're preventing accidents. Don't forget, in precisely the way as I showed for fatigue, we can identify and act on distraction, phone use, smoking, and so on. For distraction, we actually even work with our customers to define precisely how long a driver's eyes can be off the road before triggering a warning in the cab and an event in this dashboard. That helps prevent false positives from totally normal use of vehicle mirrors and monitors, for example. All in, our driver monitoring technology is everything you need to stop accidents in the moment, but also over time, and as a result, enjoy a safer, smarter fleet.